Hi, y'all.
Good evening, everyone. Happy holidays from Chris Harmon and, of course, my wonderful friend Kelly. Hope everybody's having an amazing week and amazing as holidays. We count down closer and closer to Christmas. Almost 2026.
Yep, went fast this year, very fast. Well,
And what?
tonight, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Kelly.
We're going to talk about attachments and spatial awareness. Um, when attachments, you have to be careful, like when you go ghost busting or near a graveyard or something like that, you have to be aware of spirits tagging along. You have to tell them to stay where they are. Also, hospitals, they don't ever clean hospitals out. Hospitals are inundated with spirits, and it can be all levels, all eras. So, know this. And also, if you have addictive problems or you live with somebody who has addiction problems, they can bring spirits with them and they can attach to you. So you do have to cleanse and clear that. Also, like nowadays, when we are out and about, malls also have a lot of attachments and spirits because people have depression or whatever, and energy can be morphed in. Energy can make a spirit too because it's all the leftover energy. I call it the leftovers, and they can attach it to it and follow you home. And also depression, and um, also if you're just a very aware person, you don't know it, you know, and that can open you up to let spirits come around you too, and you have to set limitations and boundaries. And then shopping, be aware of your um, peripheral and your areas. Like, don't leave your purse in the buggy. Be careful of your wallet. Be aware of bad actors. Be careful. Be in a lighted area if you're in the dark. And if you're a woman, have the people walk you out, the security guard. Just be aware. um, and two, sometimes people mistake bad spirits for their spirits trying to get a hold of them. Like
Right.
your spiritual guide try to talk to you, and then you're like, "Who's that? What's that? Who? What? Where?"
Right, because
There's a difference. Go ahead.
yeah, I was going to say the negative spirits, they're going to try to bring you down. They might give you pretty information or even images that look pleasant to try to drain you. And then once they drain you, that makes you more what's the word I'm looking for? More
Susceptible.
yeah, like she said, for things to get inside of you.
Yeah, because they can hang out for a long time and wait forever. The bad actor spirits.
Right. I live out in the country. We have 5.5 acres, and there's been times when things that are out there have been known to come into the basement where I live or where we live, and they've been known to come into the basement and try to drain you by showing things and just drain you because they need something to feed off of. I guess you could say.
So, what did you do to get rid of that?
But basically, I just stand my ground and you can envision what I do sometimes is envision a bright white light over me, and that is a shield of protection. And then I let the spirits know the flat out, you don't have permission to be here. This is not your territory. You must leave.
Absolutely. Another thing that you might want to do is salt the basement and say only those beings that are of the highest universal light can enter, and you'll accept no others. Salt helps keep bad spirits out.
Right. Plus, I've also heard from people that you can also sing happy songs that'll also uh, hold them back because you got too much positivity going on, and they can't they get jumbled that they don't know how to counteract that.
Absolutely, I agree. There, there's just simple things that you can do to help correct it. Yes. And the universal white light, you can ask for that anytime, any place, anywhere, and it's always available to you. There's never a time where it isn't. And you can also ask for, if it's really bad, you can ask for the warrior angels to come and help and fight for you. They have bucklers and shields in there in a millisecond. They'll fill up the whole room.
All right, I want to say hello to everybody who is in the chat room. Thank you for being with us tonight. Hope you enjoy our show. And if you have anything you want us to discuss, any comments, questions, please put them in the chat. We'll be happy to answer them to the highest of our abilities and with an open, honest heart. So please interact with us because you're as much a part of the show as we are. So
absolutely. And another thing, there truly is a spirit of Christmas. It's the goodness and the goodwill and the camaraderie and the unity, and the kindness,
Right. Santa Claus lies within us because the more we give back to the earth and to nature and to other kind humans, the more the more happier we become.
It grows. And two, also know that you're, again, like last show, our loved ones come visit during the holidays too. They can come to you in a dream because you're quiet then. And they can, like we said, through smells, through scent, through coins, through feathers, stuff like that, and, always white light bubble yourself before your feet hit the floor in the morning. That way you're protected. You got like a bubble around you, and it's like Teflon. Negativity shrugs off.
Right. Never forget it. I don't know if I told this story on here last week or not, but I'll never forget a couple years ago we had our Christmas tree put up. Beautiful, beautiful Christmas tree my parents had put up, and I was up there taking photos of the Christmas tree to show to my best friend Rachel. And when I reviewed the photos, they were sitting at the dining room table, smoking a cigarette and having coffee. Was my grandfather just sitting in a spot. He's been gone since 1996, but he was there, probably admiring the Christmas tree and everything.
Yep, having his coffee, waiting for pie.
Yeah. And he did. He sat in that chair for many, many years. So I wasn't surprised to see. I wasn't surprised that he was sitting in that spot. Not at all. And a lot of people think when you pass away that it's the end. It's not, because then you're free to do what you want. You don't have to go to work in the mornings.
Right. You don't have a body. You don't have to worry about it. You can go the speed of light.
And you don't have to count calories, as one person told me once.
Right. Absolutely.
Let's see here. Is there any questions in the chat room anybody wants to ask us?
Yeah, ask us questions, guys. We do have a troll in there. You'll have to bump him. It's the tunes only. Get him out of there.
Oh, a troll. Okay, let me see here. Let me block him. Let's see. Not sure how to block him, but we won't put him up on the screen for sure.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
No problem.
But it's a wonderful time of the year. And there also, you said that things come in the basement. Sometimes you can have elementals and things. There's good ones and bad ones that can come from the forest. They're good and bad, just like people, so be careful of that too, But there's also ancient beings that have been here since the beginning of time, and they're part of the earth. So it isn't something to be afraid of, but it's just different energy. They're like old as time, been here for generations. I see that Chris wants a general reading tonight. Christy, um, you want to go first, Chris?
Sure. Let me read the message here. A question. Thank you, Chris. Uh, any general messages tonight for anyone, please and thank you. Oh, for anyone. Okay. Let's see here. I'll put his message back up there. Yeah, it's a holiday season. We're getting ready for the new year. Now is a good time to cleanse your body. Also meditate and release all negative energies from within you. Just not that you necessarily have anything attached to you. It's always good just to relax and take time to relax and just release everything from your. Because when you go about your day to day activities, especially like when you're working, you pick up on so many of energies and levels of even hate per se, and that builds up. But at nighttime, what you can do, and I do this at times, is put your feet firmly on the ground and just just feel yourself release everything within you. And tell yourself, none of this has a hold of me. Just release it back to the ground, and then just say, this is I don't have, none of this has a hold of me, and see a bright white light coming from your feet up to your head, and that'll be a light of protection. And do that at night when you go to bed to release everything to the ground before you go to sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, envision that bright light coming back over you, and that's your protection for the day. I've actually taught that from another psychic who is also very well known.
Another thing that's helpful is like to protect yourself from psychic attack. You put yourself in a room with mirrors facing out, and then you got a two-way mirror and a door, and you can go in and out, and they can't find you. You disappear off the radar. So that's protection mirrors. So know that. And another thing is when you take your bath or shower, you see any negativity being washed off and down in the drain into the earth, and then rebubble yourself. And that'll cleanse off any negativity of the day. So, and stomp your feet before you go in the door. Say you leave everything outside the door and put it in a bowl and send it through the light or into the ground. Those all these things work.
Oh yes. And thank you, Chris, for asking us a question. Let's see, who else do we have? Oh yeah, Chris has got another question for us. He says, "Mom had a stomach ache this morning, but right after she saged, the pains instantly went away."
Oh, good. Got rid of the negativity. Good. He has his great grandmother on his dad's side with him, and there's somebody who had the name of Brian around him. I don't know who this is, but those are the people around him. And that's what I'm getting. And then he's moving forward slowly but surely. But trust yourself. Quit second guessing, because you're not to the right, you're not to the left, you're where you should be. So that's what I get for you.
All right, Nazi says, "I could see 3 people on solid as a normal person, but my roommate could only see the lady. I went shopping and saw three more of them. Don't dark bags under their eyes and sickly looking."
I think she's seeing into this person's seeing into the astral realm. So, say your white light prayer and send them to the light and through the light.
Thank you, Kelly. And let's see, we got one more.
Okay.
Nazi. He says, "I asked Mrs. Area Wilson about 3 people, and she told me that these just left behind energies, and just send them light and don't mind them."
Well, that's a good thing. Yeah. Send them to the light and through the light. Yes. But that other person is very gifted, and they're a medium too. So tell them to clarify and ask who they come by. You know that when they're seeing the dark-eyed people. So
Yeah, there are a lot of people in this world who are gifted and they don't quite realize it. I mean, they know they got things that happen and they got experiences. They don't know how to handle it, and a lot of people won't even bring it up because they're afraid of the ridicule or they're afraid of getting laughed at. I know that for a fact, just being psychic myself. Making comments and people think, well, you don't know what you're talking about, but then lo and behold, I was right after all. But anybody who's listening to this show, yeah, you can. Everybody has the ability to be psychic. They're just not wide. They're not open enough at this time, because what happens is when you grow up from childhood, you have your day-to-day activities: walking, reading, going to school, playing with friends, and that gap of that psychic gap, which is your right side of your brain, I've been told, it gets closed, and the more and you lose your abilities. But as time progresses, you can open that back up, and I teach that in remote viewing courses. I teach how to open that back up, and one of the things you can do to open yourself back up is, of course, drink clean water, meditate, clear your mind at night. Even during the day, just take time out to just relax and meditate and clear your mind, and over time you can open that abilities back up.
most definitely, you know, and two, that meditation will help quiet your mind so that you can receive information, which is a good idea for anybody. Hi, Michelle.
Hello, Michelle. Thanks for coming here and watching our show tonight. And thanks to everybody, including my friend Rachel, who's watching tonight. And if anybody would like to take a course on remote viewing, I teach that every once a week. I teach several levels of remote viewing. There's remote viewing, the basic course, remote healing. And then I teach another course on influencing, which is similar to being able to help people. I teach advanced remote viewing and advanced healing. I teach different courses, including a course on time travel, and these courses are very cheap, reasonable. I'm not looking to make a big profit off of this, just to help people advance and help people learn and grow. And it's a wonderful course. You get certified at the end. And me and my friend Rachel both teach this course. And I think everybody who takes the course, I've never had a person fail, and I've taught over 500 classes in the last 4 or 5 years so far. So
That sounds fun.
now, Kelly, do you know how to do remote viewing? Have you ever been?
Yes, I can do that. That's what I do when I work on murder cases or
Oh, yes.
or track a missing dog or a missing person. I'm
Right.
seeing from above and I can see what happened, and where it is. Like if you're trying to find an area, you go to the area in your mind and you can see all the landmarks and stuff like that. That helps you help them find where you're looking.
Right.
You can
It's
find
amazing.
road signs, you can find water towers or cell towers or blinking lights or different structures and stuff like that, so that you can show them exactly where to go, and they'll see, landmarks and
Right.
stuff that way. Yes.
Yeah. And it's amazing what information you can get just by doing remote viewing, and the information sometimes just pours out, and you can get so much detail: street signs, road signs, even at times I've gotten license plate numbers. It's amazing. And the thing is, when you're working with law law enforcement or people like that, every little detail counts as far as finding the location of the perpetrator at times, or whatever they're looking for. Every little detail can count. Even details that people that maybe you wouldn't think would be as important could be a clue to where that location is.
Yeah, like for instance, one time I was doing an old case and the man smelled like motor oil and he had a specialized shoe that was like a lift shoe, and that's how they caught the guy, because he had a different foot imprint than the other one, and
Right.
that's how they got him. And it's amazing the things that we can come up with. It fascinates even me. I sit there and go, wow.
I never forget one of the first cases I worked on. I worked on it with I think one of them was with you guys, and I was getting we were looking for a lost child, or I forgot. I'd have to go back to my notes, but I remember getting so much information when I was doing the remote viewing. I had 21 pages of information just on how the missing child felt, how the perpetrator felt, and the landmarks, different areas, the town. It was amazing. I literally had to stop myself because I just kept information just kept pouring out. And the feelings you take in sometimes when you're doing this work, it's amazing.
Oh yeah, but you have to be careful that you don't let it stick to you, because you'll
Right.
have their feelings that isn't your. It isn't really your feelings; it's their feelings.
That's one of the reasons at that particular case, I remember I had to stop because I was taking on in so much. I knew what he was thinking or what he had thought, and it was not pleasant.
And then sometimes the sadness.
Yes, exactly. And if anybody has any questions, please put them in the chat room. We love to help answer some questions. Uh, we love looking at the chat and seeing everybody. And thank you everybody who is here tonight watching. And feel free to share this live out and get more viewerships for us.
Yes, thank you. And sometimes unsolicited, I'll have spirits come to me like 2 or 3 days before something comes about, like a murder case, or sometimes before I do a reading, their passed on loved ones will come visit me before I do the reading for the client. So their relatives come see me beforehand. And it's like grandmas and aunts can be very persuasive.
Oh yes, oh yes. And sometimes even if you pick up on little kids and all that, you hear so many things running through their minds. It's like, wow.
Totally. Children, sometimes they passed on children, they don't know that they're passed, and you have to let them know that,
Oh
and let
yes.
them know that their family is waiting for them, because they're frightened and they don't know which way to go. That's why sometimes children linger, because they don't know, they're confused, they don't know where to go.
Yeah, and
And
there are
then
times
go ahead.
I'm doing. Oh, go ahead, Kelly. I don't want to step on you.
Go ahead.
I was going to say there's times I'm doing paranormal investigations and out in locations, different locations, and I'll have little children come to me. I can a lot of times envision a bright light for them and let them know their mom and dads are beyond that light. Go towards it, and and I will tell them it's safe to go into that light. Your mom and dad's waiting for you. And when they step through that light, you almost get a sense of love because you almost feel like you feel their happiness. All of a sudden, they come. Wow. And
Yeah.
like one of the recent cases I did, there was a little girl that came to me, and I envisioned a white light for her and sent her back to her mother and father. And funny because I had all the information on camera, but sometimes when you're out investigating, doing these ghost hunts or paranormal investigations, a lot of times the energy is so high that your cameras will malfunction, or sometimes things will get erased, and all the information that I captured on that little girl is gone. But I know who I saw, and I know I hope to cross over.
Yeah, sometimes they'll short the camera out, or have like a bright light flare, or something like that, and there you go.
Thank you, Danny, or Donnie, however it's pronounced. Danny, Donnie. Thank you, Donnie, for watching us here tonight, and thank you, Chris. And I always want to thank everybody in the chat room. You guys are always fantastic. And have you done any paranormal investigations, going through houses and stuff? And
In the past, I have. I've gone to. I used to live right next to Tombstone, in Arizona, And I used to go out there and I used to see the spirit. I called him Black Bart. He was all in black. And I'd see the lady in white walking down the sidewalk, and I could go into like there was another place called the Birdcage, and I would go there. You could hear cards, gunshots, coins, people shuffling around and playing cards and smoking and talking, and you could hear bullets whizzing by. And I'd be walking around in the. They used to have actors that would, reenact everything. And they say, "What you dog ducking, bobbing, and weaving for, Kelly? You seeing the bullets again?"
Oh yeah.
And everywhere I go, I can see a ghost. Like, I went to Oregon, and I went to an old town, and I went into it was a regular hotel, but it was a famous hotel, and I went in the bathroom, and there was a little girl ghost flushing all the toilets. And I told the girl that worked behind the counter, she goes, "Oh, don't tell me." I said, "Well, the little girl's back and she's flushing all your toilets." She was like in a long dress in the 1700s. And then up on the staircase, there was a cowboy, again, all dressed in black with a cowboy hat and with, the holsters. She goes, "You've seen him?" And I said, "Yeah, he's standing up." She goes, "Oh, he's back." But it's just fun, I went out to Colorado, and there's a famous restaurant, and I was eating lunch with my girlfriend, and there was a little flapper and a guy like in a zoot suit, and the guy was sitting next to my girlfriend, and it was funny, but it wasn't. The little flapper slapped my girlfriend, and her arm went through her and made her pass out. And she woke up, and she goes, "Why didn't you tell me a ghost was here?" That little flapper thought she was cheating on her with him. So little things like that. I was laughing. I thought that was the funniest thing. My girlfriend didn't find it hilarious.
Oh yeah. And I've been on so many paranormal investigations, as well as psychic cases. One paranormal investigation I did was at a bed and breakfast back in 2019 maybe, and I stayed in this bed and breakfast alone at night. And there's a little girl that walks around upstairs and plays with her toys at night, and you can hear her. And I did capture an image of her going up the steps. She had the old little girl knicker shorts on that they used to wear. And at night I'd go to sleep in my room that they gave me, and I could hear her running around, bouncing the balls and playing with toys. And I even drew a picture of her, and it was amazing because it was the first time I'd ever been in a bed and breakfast. So it's a beautiful, beautiful place, and we did a couple of episodes on it, 3 episodes to be exact. It was a beautiful restaurant, a beautiful bed and breakfast. Food was fantastic, and the hospitality was wonderful. I'd recommend anybody staying there. And don't be surprised if you stay there if you don't see the little girl too or hear her. And very pleasant. And I did remote viewing just to see if I could contact her. I didn't want to walk up and scare her or nothing because she doesn't know me. And that's the thing too is when you're doing investigation, you always got to be careful because you don't want to scare kids because they don't know who you are. You're an intruder. You're a bad man to them until they get to know you. And so I did remote viewing and let her know that we're here, we're peaceful, and we just want to say hi to you. And she continued to play with her toys all 4 days we were there. I enjoyed it.
I got to stay at an old hotel one time. They had a ghost cat, and I was staying there, and all of a sudden this cat jumps up on the bed, and it looked real as real could be, and it wasn't. It was a ghost cat. It's like, okay, well, we can have ghost animals too. And then, yes, go ahead.
I was going to say animals, a lot of times when they pass away, they will still come back and stay in the house where they feel most comfortable. And plus they can be spirit guides to us as humans too. That they can help us, guide us.
Yes, absolutely.
In fact, I had one of my best friends before I met Rachel. My best friend was my cat. It was a white Himalaya with blue eyes, and me and that cat were. I mean, we were like this, so tight together. And every night, we just put our heads together, and we would sit there just with our heads together, and we do that for maybe 20 minutes, and then I'd go on with my business. But we'd always do this every night. And when it passed away, I didn't know if I'd ever see or hear from it again. And then one night, I was sitting in my chair, having a drink and watching television, and I heard it walk up to my leg and just purr and just walk next to me. And later on, a few years after that, I was at a convention, a UFO convention, and there was a lady that speaks to animals, psychic. I didn't know if she was really picking up on my cat or not. So I kind of want to see if she could prove it by not giving her too much information. She goes, "Well, he hears all your jokes." I thought, well, okay, yeah, I guess you are talking to him.
Scott saying he saw his last dog 2 years after he left.
Oh, that's
Yes,
wonderful.
they can do that. You know, I have a friend that sometimes when he calls, their cat used to get up on it's passed on, but used to get up on the refrigerator, and you can hear the cat jump up on the refrigerator when we are on the phone, and you can hear it meow in real life.
Oh yeah, and there, come to think of it, there was a case that we did. I wasn't at this location with him, but there was a dog that was sitting in the corner, and everybody saw the dog, and they could feel it panting and wagging its tail on the wall, and that was pretty interesting. And there was something else that happened that night. I can't remember what it was, but it involved the dog. But yeah, I mean, animals will come back to where they feel the most comfortable, and they come back because they want to see if they've always been there with us, and they will continue to be there with us.
And after we pass on, they greet us.
Oh yeah. Let's see. He says, Donnie. It's not his name's not Donnie. Actually, his name is Scott. He says, but I would see his shadow where he would lay and stared, waiting for me. Oh sure.
And they'll come visit you after they pass on. You can feel them jump up on the bed or be where they are. You can hear them eating or drinking too. And you
Oh
can hear
yes.
them walking, you know, you can hear them walking through the house.
Oh yeah. It's wonderful. And if anybody want to say hi and thank you to everybody here in the chat room, please keep posting your questions. And do you see any loved ones or animals around me, Kelly?
I see a little white dog. I don't know whose dog this was. It almost looks like a little poodle.
Shih Tzu?
Do you know what dog that is?
It could be a Shih Tzu. We used to call it Maggie.
Well, that dog's around you. Your grandpa on your dad's side is with you. And then there's a gentleman that walked with a cane around you.
I'm not for sure who that is, but my dad's dad. Yeah, I know. I knew him very well. You just call him KO.
He's around you a lot. And he likes to hang out in the right hand side of the living room. I don't know what's over there that he's drawn to, but he's over there.
Okay, yeah.
And then you have your kitty, your Persian kitty, and then you also have a what I call a tuxedo cat. You know, that has like a white on its chest and white on its paws. That's around you.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
great. Yeah, I'm definitely well taken care of, and I'm pretty sure you are too, Kelly. I see a lot of goodness around you too. So,
do you see any pets around me?
um, I see a dog. Is it a white? It kind of a tall dog white.
Yes, I had one. Yes.
Yeah. It
Her
doesn't
name
say
was
much.
her
Oh,
name was Queenie, and she was Woof.
yeah. I don't think she says much. She just sits. She's with you. She just sits there with you. So
She was
almost like she's doing a job, just taking care of you.
she was cool. She'd hunt things and she'd just watch.
And we got a question from Scott says, had a poodle when I was a kid. His name was PJ. We let him out at night and let him back in the morning. He would walk me to school.
Oh, and I had a big old dog that was named Hector. He was a sheepdog. He would play with us and play in the snow and go fishing with us, and he did everything with us. He was everywhere with us when I was a kid.
Yeah, we used to have a great, kind of a bigger dog. It was a golden retriever. We used to call it Rascal. We had that for quite a few years. It lived to be almost 18 years old.
Oh,
We
that's great.
never had to chain it up. It would just stay within the 5 acres that we had.
Yeah, when
And
you have land, they'll stay on your land. They don't go anywhere.
no, it always catch animals and stuff, and bring the animals to the front door and show us what it caught for us.
Yeah,
Good
thank
job,
you.
good job.
Here, I brought you a present.
And so far, it's been a great evening so far here. And if anybody has any questions, any psychic questions, anything they want to ask, we'll be glad to answer. We love to help people. And one of the first times I noticed that I was a psychic, of course, I was a kid, I was gifted, but one of the first times I noticed was probably when I was a kid, because I go to school, and a lot of times I would know things, but kind of before they would happen. At first, I thought coincidental, but over time, I realized that I did have some sort of an ability. And we have a question from Chris. He says, "My 10-year old childhood dog came to me on a dream, and she and shapeshifted into a German Shepherd."
Oh, that's how she perceived herself. So you were saying,
Yeah, what I was saying, and we love to hear from the chat room, so feel free to post anything. Yeah, when I was a kid, I learned I was psychic just over time. Well, one of the things I learned over the years of being gifted like this, one thing I've learned is how to sit back and just take it one piece of information at a time. Because there are times you can get overwhelmed with things, and I've learned to just focus on one task at hand and then move on from there. Because everything else can wait, even though it all comes to you at once at times. I just take it one at a time and go from there, and it helps to stay grounded and stay focused.
absolutely.
My favorite thing to do is to help other people. That's one of my best things to do, is to make other people smile and make them happy. And just like being here, I love to help everybody here and be with everybody here on the show. So
It's an honor to be able to do this work.
it is.
And, always try to keep it positive. It's important, you know.
Oh
Um,
yes.
let's see.
We have a message from Danelle. She says, after Nate, I said no more animals. My wife said we wanted a dog named Charlie, a girl. So I said no. 2 years later, they talked me into going to a rescue. We got a brown mutt named Charlie. Oh,
Oh,
beautiful.
you can't go forever without. Once you love dogs, you can't go without them. They bring such happy, good energy, you know, into the home. Fur babies are our friends.
And one thing I do want to add, we're talking about animals. Animals are very giftedly psychic. They don't have anything on their minds like we do. They're free to pick up anything. They can see things better than we can, and like they can see our past loved ones coming to visit. And to them it's just a natural, because they see these things so often that we occasionally, if we see a loved one or something, we like, who was that? But an animal sees it and they're just like, oh yeah, it's him. He's here every day.
Yeah, they go along their business.
In fact, you can tell if an animal is seeing a spirit, because a lot of times the animal will go where the spirit is. It'll sit next to it, or it'll stare off into the corner. Or
Look up.
I've heard stories where animals will be doing this almost like it's getting petted, and it is.
Oh, totally.
And Naz says, my beautiful friend Nicole died a week ago. I keep seeing a vision of her in my window, in my wildflower garden, smiling at me. On my wildflower garden, smiling at me. Am I connecting with her, please? I miss her so much.
Yes, you are. And she's come to visit you. So know that. And she loves you and she's sending you hearts, meaning love. And thank you for being there for her. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh yes, she is there, and talk to her. If tell her that you see her and that you love her, and that you're always going to be best friends together. Because even when you pass over, you're still a best friend to everybody. In fact, a lot of times at night, I will just kind of get down and do a little prayer and thank everybody for helping me and always helping me and being there for me all these years. And I even, a lot of times I'll say a prayer for even the friends that I have here in the physical, like Rachel or just anybody, even you. Just thank you to the world, because the world gives us so much. Earth gives us so much. I'd like to give back to it.
There's two questions. Dell has a question and Chris has another question. Will I be able to successfully help my little dog with his upset tummy? Yes, but be careful of changing foods, because when you change foods, it upsets their tummy. Sometimes boiled rice and rice water help upset tummy in a dog. So try
Right.
that.
And then,
When can you read that? I can't see it good.
when we dream of the dead, do they come to us, or do we go to them?
When you dream of them, they're coming to you.
And we got a question here from Danelle that says, this afternoon I had a dream. I was in a Indian powwow and I was accepted. They actually come and got me. I'm not Indian. What does that mean?
It means that you're going to connect with other beings that are Native American, and that you will be accepted with them, because it takes a lot for them to accept you. So your soul is Indian. That's cool.
Oh, it is very cool. I did a paranormal case once where a woman was seeing an Indian at the foot of her bed every night, and I did remote viewing. I kept hearing the word "watcher," like maybe maybe that was the name of their tribe. We never did prove anything. But she says she saw this like Indian creature or Indian person every night, just at the foot of her bed, just in a little stance, and so maybe her land was on Indian territory.
Yeah, and it's like they accepted her, and it was he was the protector of the land.
Right, and that's what a lot of Indian chiefs used to do, is they would mark their territories, and they would literally, they would that was their area. Yet
Yes.
you even had to have permission to come on their area. once they accepted you, they said when they accepted you, you were like family to them.
Right, right. Like it's always good if you do have, if you're on Native American territory, always give them some cornmeal and tobacco in the lining of the property, and they love that.
Right. Because they give to you, you give to them. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I never knew about the cornmeal and but yeah.
Well, it's like a blessing, and you're like giving them, an offering, and let
Oh
them
yeah.
know that you respect them and honor them.
Right.
Well, it's about time, and thank you very much, and for tonight, and thank you everybody in the room, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time.
Yes, I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat room and everybody here, and hope you guys have a safe evening, a wonderful holiday season, and we should be here again next week for more. And thanks everybody. Please have your questions ready for us next week, and want to have everybody have a blessed evening and happy holidays. And from Chris Harmon and from Kelly, we will see you next week.
Yes, thank you guys. Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.